Matt Redman with what is so amazing about your grace. That wonderful grace that is given to us, God's riches at Christ's expense. Our scripture for today is James 1:19. Listen to what it says. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. So here is James giving a wonderful exhortation about simply doing one thing. And he says it's not just for the audience, but for everyone. You know, communication is absolutely essential in every relationship that we're been involved in. And what it all starts is by, number one, being quick to hear. You know, 80% of all communication is being able to listen, to understand what is being said, to comprehend not only the words, but the intent behind the words. And so having the ability to be able to listen is absolutely mandatory. You got to be able to understand what the person is saying. And then he says not only be quick to listen, but be also slow to speak. Think about that for a moment. When you are listening, then you are also thinking about what you want to say, but not in a manner as if to get it out right away. But you're thinking to yourself, okay, I understand what is being said, and how am I going to respond now to the situation? You see, real wisdom is knowing what to say at the right time, for the right reason, to the right person, and with the right motive. Think about that for just a moment. So James says, listen, this is an absolute quality that must be in every relationship. Be quick to hear. Then he says, be slow to speak. You see, what you want to be able to do is you want to have encouraging words. You want to have words that are filled with love and as well wisdom at the same time. And then he says, be slow to anger. You see, when you are listening, then what happens is you're not going to allow your emotions to, or the symptoms of the emotion, to take over. You're actually going to consider what is behind the whole situation. What is being said? Why is this person saying what they're saying? And then when you are slow to anger and when you're slow to speak, what you are literally doing is saying, Lord, today, put a watchman on the door of my mouth, that I will not sin against you. See, David understood that we have to engage our brain. That's when David said, he said, put a watchman at the door of my mouth. He understood the fact that we can often say things without even thinking. So it's absolutely essential when we listen that we say, okay, I'm going to be quick to listen, I'm going to be slow to speak, and I'm going to engage my brain on this particular situation, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to sin against you, and I certainly don't want to look foolish. So we need to be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. Now, anger is not wrong. I want to make that very clear. Some people say, well, you shouldn't ever be angry. There are things that we should be angry at, but we got to make sure that they're the right things that we are angry about. For example, we should always be angry about unrighteousness or poverty or things when things are done to people that shouldn't be done. Those are the type of things that we should be angry about. But we shouldn't be angry when something happens to us and we get all offended and we get built, we get mad, etc., etc. No, we need to focus on the fact that God has called us to love. We're to walk with wisdom. And so what we need to do is, James says simply this. He says, first of all, he says, be quick to hear. Be quick to listen. Secondly, be slow to speak. And then thirdly, he says, slow to become angry. Because you can become angry and do the wrong thing at the wrong time to the wrong person. And that has all kinds of consequences. So it's absolutely essential in communication and life in general to be quick to hear, to be slow to speak, and slow to anger. It'll really save you an awful lot of trouble in time. And so follow this simple step. And you know what? It will help you so much in your communication. And the nice thing about it is James says here as well. He says, listen, when you do this, all you have to do is Ask God for some wisdom. Say, Lord, give me some wisdom today. Help me to walk through this situation of life, because we're going to have all kinds of minefields and all kinds of problems that can happen to us during the day. And when we have the wisdom of the Lord and we follow this very simple exhortation, it can save us from so much trouble. AM 930, The Light is Edmonton's Positive Talk.